up inside my car. On the expressway to your heart. Beep, 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 yeah.
Back again, it's the Auto Show with Chip Lyness and Louie Herron from Louie Herron Toyota. We're very glad you take time to tune in each week, and hope we give you some valuable information. Remember, always you can go to theautoschool.com and always catch us here each time at the same time each week. And we're talking about depreciation today, Louie.
Absolutely. Now, LJ, I have a question for you. If we're talking about depreciation and what makes a car worth more money, do you think fuel economy would make the car worth more money or less if it gets good miles per gallon?
If it gets good miles per gallon, I feel like that gives it a lot more value
Good.
on the car, because that's probably about 40% less payment on the car with the gas.
I gotcha. All right. So there's a tip from LJ. One of the things you want to look for as far as getting a vehicle that has a good resale value, lower depreciation is fuel economy, Chip. When you look at these cars, if you had the opportunity to buy a nice truck or an SUV that is the top of its class in fuel economy, that's going to help. The other thing I'm going to tell you is going to be day supply. It's basic economics, supply and demand. If there are a lot of Ford Fusions out in the marketplace, the value of your Fusion will be less. Okay? If there are very few Honda Pilots, your Pilot is going to be worth more money because there's not that many out there. So when you're looking to buy a car and you want to make sure that it doesn't depreciate that much, when you get a cookie cutter car, what I call Toyota Corolla, you get a Honda Civic, you get a Ford Ranger, a bunch of those cars in the marketplace, they're great cars. But understand that because the supply is plentiful, that it's not going to be worth as much when you trade the vehicle, okay? Now, you and I always talk about the nuggets, right? You ready for the nugget?
I love the nuggets.
All right, so if you're listening to me right now, this right here will be one of the biggest things you could do to figure out what a car is going to be worth. It's a website called ALG.com, okay? AutomotiveLeasingGuide.com. This website, okay, will allow you to have access to see what the residual value is going to be in 3 years, in 4 years. You can actually see the percentage of car of what the percent of that vehicle is going to be worth. Now, the value to this is if you're really, really hung up on and really know that you trade every 3 or 4 years and you want to get as much money as you possibly can for your trade, and it's one of the factors in buying a car, visit ALG.com. This is where you'll find out that if you want to buy a car that's worth 60% after 3 years and you're shopping it against a car that's worth 51% in 3 years, you may be getting a $1,000 better deal up front, but you may be losing $3,300 on the trade. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So these are little things that you need to consider and think about. The main thing that you have to realize is cars are assets, but unfortunately they're depreciating assets, right? A house will go up. A business will go up. Those are assets. A car, it's going down. So you have to recognize and realize that when you're sinking your money out into the marketplace, and you're driving a car and you know you're going to trade it frequently, you want to make sure you get a car that's going to hold its value the most. Now, we'll go ahead and point to that, but you also had a question.
I've got a question about depreciation, Louie. If I'm leasing a car, do I need to even care about depreciation?
No, if you're leasing a car, you wouldn't need to worry about that because the value is already set. All right. So what I would focus on if I was leasing a car is I would focus on the brand you want, the car you want to buy, the monthly payment or the deal or the special that's out there that fits the budget, and minimal to no money down.
I got you.
Because the residual, you're going to either turn this car in, walk away, trade it, okay, sell it or buy it outright. At that point, typically the values in relation to what you owe, they're already set. Okay, so that'd be something. Now, you had a question for somebody before we go to a break. You had a question.
Right. Somebody asked me this week, and I did not know the answer. I said, I'll get it answered on the show. They said, I have good credit, and I got a couple different credit cards that I charge everything because I get airline points and
hotel points, yeah.
So they said, if I go in,
I know where you're going with this.
Toyota, can I charge my car on my Visa?
LJ, you want to answer that, buddy?
I know for a fact that you cannot use any type of credit card to buy a car.
Okay, that's a good answer. All right, so here's what you have to realize. like any business, any merchant who has a credit card machine, they charge you a percent, 3%, 4%, etc. And legally, if you're buying a $25,000 car and Amex charges me 4%, okay, and I know that may be another $800 that I'm going to have to eat because you want to put that on there. Legally, I can't say, hey, Chip, I'll tell you what, I'll let you get your points because I know it's important to you, but I got to raise the price up $800 because the fee just to run the car is going to cost me $800 or 4%. A lot of consumers would say, look, for my points, hey, I mean, that gives me X amount of points. I'll pay the extra, or I'll split the percent with you, but it's illegal.
I see.
So the dealer or the dealership has to eat that expense, and the dealership's more likely not going to eat that expense. Now, I will say this. If there's room in the deal where let's say that the dealership was making $1,700 profit, and you wanted to put a $25,000 car charge, you want to charge the car $25,000 on your credit card, and that's going to cost $1,073 as a charge, and the dealership is still going to make out $600, $700. They may do it.
I see.
They may do it. To me, it's a great customer service perspective to do that for a client. It makes it very difficult because of the fee. The other thing, too, is even though legally in the state of Georgia, if you write a $1,500 check and skip out, it's a felony. Same thing with a credit card. Obviously, if somebody can put a $25,000 car on a credit card, they're probably good for the money. But most dealers don't have return policies, and we have a 48-hour return policy. Most don't. If you put your car on a credit card, you actually can cancel it if you don't feel good about the deal or had buyer's remorse or want to do something different. And most dealers aren't gonna take that chance.
Could they maybe put a $1,000 down payment?
Absolutely.
On a credit card?
No, we could do. In fact, my rule is just $2,000 on a card, $2,000 in 2 week maximum hold. We'll hold it for like if I'm doing a check, we'll hold a check for $2,000 on a credit card. The max is $2,000, but I'll let you put it on 2 different cards.
I see.
So if you got one Amex, one Visa, I'll let you put 2 on this, 2 on that, and as you at least get 4 out of it. You can get some points, but you can't put the whole car.
I got you.
LJ, we're wrapping up. Got another segment. Is there anything you want to say about depreciation, or what's your thoughts on today's show? What you thinking?
It was a good show.
Okay, well, we'll take it. We'll take it. Chip, you crack up with LJ, don't you?
I love it when LJ stops by. He's the star of the show.
He is the star of the show.
I'm a star.
He's a handsome fella. Real quick, if you want to know some of the cars that depreciate the most, believe it or not, the electric cars are not a good buy. KBB states the top 10 are as follows. The number 1 depreciating car, Nissan Leaf, believe it or not. Next, the Fiat 500. Next is the Smart Car. Again, these electric cars. Number 4 is a Jaguar XJ. Number 5 is a Volkswagen CC. Number 6 is a Mercedes CL class. Number 7 is a BMW 7 Series. That's a shocker, Chip. I can't believe that nice of a car depreciates that much. Number 8 is a Volvo S80. Number 9 is a Lincoln MKS. Drops like a rock. And the last one is another Jaguar, believe it or not. The top 10 rounds off with the XK Series Jaguar.
Okay.
There you have it.
Thank you, Louie.
We'll be right back. Hang with us. Don't leave us. We got more car buying information when we come back.
Maybe you can drive my car. Who's gonna drive you home? Well, I'm a friendless stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? On the expressway.
All right, we're coming back with more. It's the Auto Show every week this time from the Lake Area's #1 station, Doc 103.9.